morning, Manila. Welcome to Peace Diplomacy Talk. Joining us today is a diplomat from Laos, International Peace Diplomacy Corps 2019 Fellow and Senior Advisor, His Excellency Songkane Luangmuninthone, the Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Embassy of the Lao People's Democratic Republic to the Republic of the Philippines. Mr. Ambassador, tell us your experience growing up from your home country.
Morning, Leron. As you
Morning.
may have known, I grew up in Laos during the end of the 60s and early 70s of last century in the capital city of Vientiane. During the time, the Indo-Chinese War was still going on, and I saw my people were dying. Later on, I also learned that many bombs were thrown into the country, and up till now, the 70 million unexploded ordnance are still scattered around the country. It will take hundreds, if not thousands of years to clear all the unexploded ordnance so that can be perceived. That's how I grew up during that time.
Okay, thank you very much. What important lessons you learned that are still relevant in the current times?
I just mentioned about the war that was going on during that time. So lesson learned is that war brings sorrow and sufferings to the ordinary people and to the socio-economic development of the country. So I also learned that living in peace is most important condition for all people and for the government to realize their personal goals. I mean, for the people, their own personal goals, what they want to achieve. For the government, they have the time to develop the country for better living standard of the people. And I also think that diplomacy, which fortunately I have spent more than 30 years making a small contribution to have better friendly relations between my country, neighboring countries, and with all countries around the world. It's very important. We need peace. We don't need war. In order to achieve peace, we also need diplomacy. That's what lesson learned for me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ambassador. Moving forward, who is your favorite leader and why?
My favorite leader is the first prime minister under the new republic in 1975. We have the prime minister named Kaison Pomvihan. He is also the party leader. He is my favorite leader. What I mean is that he was not only leading the country revolution by winning the fight against enemy, but also led the country to move to a path of peace and prosperity. I like his willingness to the people to need. His willingness to help the people needs, and his willingness to listen to people and adjustment to modify and change policies to the country is one of the important conditions for the leaders. I think that's what I admire him as a leader in my idea.
With the growing tensions across the world, why do you think peace diplomacy is still essential in our global stage?
As you have known that we are right now in the stage that big powers competition and rivalry are intense. I think all countries, big or small, need to adjust their policy accordingly. There is no alternative for diplomacy. negotiations and acceptance of every country's right to peaceful coexistence. That's the must. I think any issues can be settled through negotiations and diplomacy. We cannot use weapons or other means of blockage to settle all the issues. That's why the importance of diplomacy that I mentioned in the beginning, that's very relevant for all of us, and including all the leaders have to take into account.
So what is your message to our viewers on your final note, Mr.
I
Ambassador?
think I think your audience is most of them are young generations. I think they are the future for the world, for the country, and for the region. I think they all have to work hard to strive for peace, for better environment, in order for them to have better education, to have a better opportunity for living their standards. We should fight war. War will cause life and mutual destruction. There is no other ways except we have to work together with the young people around the world to fight for peace, for development, for better education, for better living standards, for the livelihood of our own families. That's my message that I would like uh, to give to you as a young people.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Songkane. That's the Peace Diplomacy Talk for today. This is Rayron Del Rosario. Catch us for our next episode only here in IPDCI News Channel.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you.